continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts. I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, it seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly. No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different?
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting and
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make...
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Setaria?
Setaria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she? We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Setaria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special.
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky soon after. The star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver, instead of staying beside such a sun, but in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the... But she doesn't really support the Academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her...
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will she's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as... From my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the Academia. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots, and have a quick chat with... This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Satar?
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and...
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over the divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears?
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a fortune reading for him?
Of course. It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps at some time in the past.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those...
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Love The gods have spoken. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How could that be? Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune...
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is...
Is that so? Well,
if you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit...
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite...
Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so when I start talking with him, listen carefully.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
we caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to...
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in...
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although...
That's nice. You're making a living doing some...
So is your father...
Oh, no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just...
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for...
No problem. Rest easy, all our...
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So she always comes by whenever she's...
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Samari's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before. Huh? Sorry, if I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about...
Ah, that's right. I've always been really interested. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you've...
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks.
I see. Guess that makes sense. Well, good.
Thank you so much. As long as I...
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told...
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sense. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the faith of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get... But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her...
So, you mean you're going to possess them?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King, and then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had...
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form.
Exactly. So, that...
Huh? Best of luck? But...
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha tournament.
That is pretty convenient. But what...
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to...
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these...
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone.
All right, then let's get...
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and got the rest. The work one? I'm feeling up to it.
Here she comes. Sataria's here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust...
Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding...
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. are you still listening?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about trouble.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
Ahem. So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have...
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like...
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth. The gods are asking, Sitaria, why haven't you gone...
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please, and if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to...
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wise...
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in...
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of...
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry.
Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida.
All I know are some abstract Haravatot theories. And in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of... Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sitaria.
He's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off. Actually, while we're talking about him...
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Orm. He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King
Oh? So, who are you siding with? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to remind and...
Come on! Sataria's already started talking with Shishan.
So, Shishan, have you like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the—
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
She can no longer justify everything to her.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards. What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria,
You know my name?
the Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding— I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really—
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to if you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps you could—
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
How much do you know about the sage's current—
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zerus festival, but I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city. And even the sage...
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us...
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage. And one thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. Let me see...
The academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too
Don't worry about that. I assure you, I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract...
All right, I trust you.
So,
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one Maybe it's time for me to find a god to build...
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the...
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Catherine, we're here! Oh,
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Cat...
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out that if something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside.
Yep, exactly! Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our off. What do you feel is off? It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet. You're not gonna...
No, I think he's right. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is...
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only...
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off.
Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little... There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that's it. This hour of the night.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
Oh no, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru. Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
This should be far enough. Whew. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him, and that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor. Yeah, now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis? Yeah, things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right? You mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia Forest? Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharv...
Take it easy.
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you all right. Take a look around. You've fallen right into our...
Are you Mercenaries from the Corps of 30?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're...
The outcast? An outcast from the academia? But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon.
You're up, Traveler!
Following orders.
Brace yourselves. Think you can get away? Busted. There is no escape. Here we go. Time for takeoff. Here comes the catch. Now you shall perish. Illusion shattered.
It isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements!
Think you can get away? Quietly now.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like? Yeah, looks like we'll have to... But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly... Going up against smart people is tough.
Take it easy.
Oh, it's the Traveler in Paimon. Where do you... Holly! It's nice to see you again! To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My Elazar has been progressing at a faster rate lately. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to... Oh, Kale! Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to... Oh, Master Tainari? You just left the... He left? What? Isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants to leave the Avidia for it? I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to leave in such a hard... Master Tainari originally studied in the Immorta Darshan of the Academia. In part of the... I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research... Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI. Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now. If you... Got it. Will do. See you
Yesterday, a total of 5 dusk birds flew by.
Traveler, you've come at a good time.
Wait, this sounds like another commission.
It is as you say. The commission this time around.
Huh?
Not long ago, we received word that a section of the...
Contaminated?
I don't know about the specifics. The Avidia... That's why I want to ask you to investigate the situation.
This is for...
Take it easy.
Wait! Look who it is! Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey! This was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're ruining the...
Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the doctor has plus. It's not like you could have known what happened after even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm.
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything. All I wanted was to...
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about...
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned depositing information into the subconscious, he didn't mean engraving information. Instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was... Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was about to
What a relief. The doctor sure...
I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another also. The doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? He's still at the academia, so it's possible he already started... It feels like he's toying with us. What a nasty piece of work. Plus, the doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being number 2 of...
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another...
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to parties?
Yes, I have. I can see the Traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced your destination. You didn't come here for sightseeing, right? Did you find any leads?
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari.
Okay, let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
Traveler?
The voice! It's Hypatia!
What a pleasant surprise! It's so nice to...
Who's this?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the...
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to... Wait, no. Did you already finish it?
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to make
You did it? Congratulations!
It's so exhilarating when my consciousness made contact with the gods. What a supreme and unparalleled experience that was!
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Actually, remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Irminsul once I gained deeper insights. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a direct
You can do that?
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try, I'll do—
Hold on. I brought some spirit borneal with me. This is still—
We're using—
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounced the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
What was that? Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches what we know about him. But how is he connected to the divine consciousness that—
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no periporno life, but rather—
You! Why are you so mean to me? Why is everyone hiding from me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor?
Apasia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I already lost my mind?
Wait, something isn't right.
lost him! Are you okay, Nahida?
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right after that. Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped place? Wait, then where is Nahida's...
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen... Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body, the doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness. So I can't journey with you, but even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out a...
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Sir... Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense! Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him. Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight... Huh. Paimon knows the moon, illusions, and lies are... Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But she isn't with us anymore.
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about...
Your guess is correct, but...
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so...
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question.
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, all I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's... What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars.
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of...
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, if I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to... Now that you mention it, I knew the academia has never thought particularly highly of but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation. The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. Sounds like from your description, I don't think they've completed their project. But then, what is the connection between creating a new god?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the Sage's goals. Right, we've pretty much gone over everything we need.
I'll stay here for now. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help.
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better.
Take it easy.
We finally made it to Caravan Reebok. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall...
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, Ethan went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Travelers and visitors, don't
What the... Where did he go? How did we lose him? They were just here a second...
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of... All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into... Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the... And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Unfortunately, everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of the... Which brings me back to you, and why the leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must...
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even...
So that's your answer. Well, I do, but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of, you two...
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than any...
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
Take it easy.
Come on. It's a rare art. Let's go check it out.
I wouldn't recommend going there.
Travelers and visitors, don't miss out.
I really wouldn't recommend going there.
Busted! Take it easy.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven.
Whoa, this landscape is really something else. What a cool place!
Sino. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to—
Alhaitham, do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your action.
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra.
Seemed to me more like your own
Who is that?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
Has Alhaitham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Alhaitham, I saw it during— Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the— As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's— Let's say, if I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
I should have known you'd be difficult to—
You two? Ugh. What should we do, Traveler?
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here, otherwise these two are gonna start—
Yeah, sure looks that way. 2 giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality, but how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds. Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong. Is this a sandstorm?
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is too strong!
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you academia folks
All right, stop yelling.
Well, this is... Hey, wanna play sardines with 3 people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru village.
Our savior has come. Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather...
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister.
All right. Now that we're all better, as a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers, and now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make So please, have an honest and if anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make my...
All right. I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now.
Wait, that was you trying?
I have nothing to hide. So there's no shame in explaining. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned. Rather, a little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning. As General Mahamatra, I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I soon found that I began to realize that, unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected the power of the I realized then that the vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the Academia. I believed it would be wise to flee the Academia before the sages had a chance to... I will never give up on this investigation. There's no...
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary. Well, Sino, if that's your story, then...
When I was investigating the matter in the Academia, I overheard a conversation between... The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating. After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me.
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. Namely, that divine knowledge, from my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward? So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the Divine Knowledge Capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't so it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the Academia. You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Alhaitham helped us out at Caravan Rebat.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with. After all,
You should be well aware, Scribe Alhaitham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Academia. Do you really think they would—
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstanding. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Holmayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time but then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that—
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to
Creatures? In the sandstorm?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The winds died down. That means the sandstorm's over. Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she all right?
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go.
Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire—
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even—
Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier.
It's been quite a while since I've seen the flame.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Let's play!
Gotcha. Time for takeoff. Game's up. Fun's over.
Torn to oblivion! Shine down!
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up? Brace yourself.
Think you can get away?
Quietly now.
Here comes the catch. Now you shall perish!
The creature stopped appearing. Was that...
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full. I am the chief of Aru Village. Everyone usually calls...
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time.
I can't say they've always been common, but recently, the storms, besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in the village...
Enough. So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest, and sandstorms and...
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul.
Everyone in Aru Village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single...
Village Keeper? Who are they?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholar. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity. After a period of training, the academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So, they're forcibly exiled to the desert. Though if you ask me...
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by one, but no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the village for the next few days,
I've had encounters with those people in the past.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins?
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of...
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations. Thank you for your...
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. Is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino?
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a bet. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know, so... Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially this. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has... The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take it. Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright. Almost after that, the people of Aru Village treated the mad scholars with greater...
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru village? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any—
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia could still monitor their activities.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact—
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it— So, what do you make of the story? Really?
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had— In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord—
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a— How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and—
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily—
Good! Then you should know that we're telling—
That look in your eyes. How can this be? To think. Our arc—
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use, but easier said than done. Especially since we don't have any leads.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me find—
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you—
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are. Why do you call him—
Grandpa is just Grandpa. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you.
Ah, so you're the one who was I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was. But I had a vague feeling that they didn't—
Whoa! Hatham wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino!
Sorry, I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest, if you don't—
All right. But first—
Sino is—
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you.
I had a feeling he'd go looking for—
Huh?
Yes. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries. Unfortunately, it was only later. An elderly— However, the scholar was— One summer night, the oft-mum— So Grandpa, the next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go— It's said that those who— Isak was thrilled that
All this somehow just—
Perhaps. It's also my—
Maybe the people had—
Huh?
No, nothing.
Perhaps you are more compassionate.
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you!
We've cleared everything—
Really?